Welcome back to Offside Culture, guys. I know it's been a while, but we are finally back.
Yeah, it's game week 10. Things are heating up now.
Yeah.
Liverpool on a bit of a slump.
Mm-hmm.
United have decided to switch things up. They've suddenly found their winning streak, or at least better form, I should say. And El Clasico happened last week. There was definitely talking points, and the drama was there.
Yeah, so welcome, enjoy. Let us discuss some of these talking points and let's kick off. All right, Jay. So Game Week 10 has begun, hasn't fully ended, but it has begun. And yesterday's fixtures, 1st of November, provided a few juicy fixtures, a few snooze fests, as you mentioned earlier.
Some good games. All the bigger teams played besides City, I should say.
Yeah, and let's run through some of the highlights and maybe the lowlights, and let's get our takes on that. So, first of all, which is the match that stood out for you yesterday?
Ooh, as a United fan,
Uh-huh.
I was watching the United game.
Yeah.
United looked better than what we were when we started the season. We were challenging the ball,
Yeah.
having that fighting spirit,
Yeah.
especially going 1-0 down. I mean, 2-1 down.
Okay.
So that was good to see with a cracker from Ahmad. But other than that, Arsenal, they looked like they were cruising. And
Before you move on to Arsenal, I have a few questions about
Okay.
you as a United fan, as a United. Now,
Oh.
I see the United voices are up and running. See, the Liverpool guys are a bit quiet, but just your take on what has been a bit of the difference with United in the last few weeks.
From what I can see is that they are challenging balls more often. They are fighting for that second ball, not necessarily to win everything.
Okay.
As we could see yesterday, it was a little bit of a downfall. Not pressing
Yeah.
the ball in the wide areas led to both of Forest's goals. But in the center of park, was Sesko there, big man, big presence.
Yeah.
And everyone around him are looking to win that second ball. And I
Okay.
think that's what helped us against Liverpool. It did help us yesterday, but it's also a dice ball.
Also the
They were
Premier
just
League.
they were sitting deep.
Yeah.
And so look, it wasn't a win, unfortunately, for the United strand
Okay.
who wants to cut his hair after 5 games, but it is definitely an improvement.
Good to see you guys up in spirits. Good to see you guys
Yeah.
smiling a bit.
It's lovely to see. I don't know if he's ever going to cut his hair. I don't know if it'll be this year,
Yeah.
but there is hope for the guy.
Okay. I mean, let's wait and see. What's that? A few wins on the trot plus a draw. I mean, at least no losses.
Yes,
Okay.
at least that, and we are somewhere up there in the table. We're not
Yeah.
just a middle team. As long as we don't have European and midweek football, I think this is good enough.
Okay.
We are securing wins on the weekends in the Prem.
Yeah.
The guys have one job a week, and at least they are coming through.
Creates a bit of focus, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on, we saw quite a bit of clean sheets yesterday.
Interesting.
Clean sweeps, clean sheets. Brighton 3-0 against Leeds. Brighton looking not too bad. Danny Welbeck.
Look, he has been performing, but my issue with Brighton is they go on this like purple patch.
Yeah.
And then when fixtures are tough, they start to fall off.
Yeah, and it affects their form overall.
You'll see now in December whether this form they are carrying on with is, something that Brighton are now changed to, or are they just going to be their old selves and
What
die under
do you
pressure?
think Brighton should be aiming for? Because it seems like I understand what you're saying. They're consistently inconsistent. So we know we've seen levels of them where it's like, gosh, you guys should be in Europa or Conference League. Where should Brighton be? Should they be number 7, 8?
They should be in Europa at least,
Okay.
or at least Conference League.
Okay.
The biggest issue though is that their best players get sold. So then
to Chelsea.
to Chelsea, exactly. And so they build up the squad and form and chemistry and all of those good things.
Okay.
And then when they get into Europe, they sell all their players and they struggle again.
Essentially, Brighton will always be a good selling club. Is that what we're saying?
They always seem to find good players. Like again, they lost Caicedo, but now they got Baleba.
Yeah, and Minte is also
Minte is
looking
looking
great.
good. Replacement for João Pedro.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It depends up to whether they keep on selling their players.
We just don't know about Brighton.
They definitely a cash cow. Like they sell players for 100 million every year.
Yeah, they do.
It's not.
Arsenal, another day, another clean sheet, another defensive
God.
masterclass, and another Gabriel Machalalaleles haunting us at the back.
And another set piece goal also.
Oh, goodness gracious. What is it about Arsenal's defense that is just rock solid? And
Look, I think they've been solid for the past few seasons.
yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from them. It's just insane to see now that they can go on to, I think it was 9 wins in a row for the club,
wow.
and that hasn't been done in ages, I guess. So
There's been a lot of talks about Arsenal breaking the Chelsea defensive record this season, where Chelsea conceded, I think, 15 goals in a season. Arsenal have only conceded 3 goals so far.
in 10 games, that is quality. I don't see teams scoring against them. Even like City, they kept them to a minimal.
Look, at the end of the day, this is Arsenal football in a nutshell for the first half of the season.
That is true. That
In the
is very
second half of the season, there's a different Arsenal that we see.
for me, this season they are the standouts at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Like
tight
Liverpool
legs.
had their run.
Yeah.
We will get into how that's fallen off massively.
Well, yeah, Van Dijk
City-
working.
City haven't really,
They've been quiet, but they've still
Yeah.
done their business. So we can't rule them off yet.
we can't yet. And
But Arsenal do look the best. You're
Yeah.
right.
they I think 6 points clear.
Yeah.
So it's and a large part is to play to their defense. Mainly Gabriel. He's a
All of them together.
he's
Right?
a menace in FPL at the moment.
Let's not talk about it, right? Let's swiftly move on. To Crystal Palace, who are another team that seem to be picking up some good form.
I really like the way Crystal Palace play.
Yeah.
They are so direct. Mateta
Fluid football.
Mateta's just a clinical finisher.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that they are continuing this form.
Great goal yesterday. That header, looping header.
This is also something to talk about.
Yeah.
The long throws are back.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Both of their goals came from long throws. This wasn't a thing for many years.
Yeah, what is up with this?
And now all of a sudden, every single club in the Prem are trying it.
I've literally seen a few people rather take a corner. They would rather put the ball out for a corner than get a long throw.
And now it's changed.
Look, I mean, the long
It's
throws are back,
dangerous.
and it's haunting some of the big teams, like Chelsea last week conceded to a long throw against Sunderland. We've seen it yesterday with Mateta.
And everyone is trying. It's from look. I think Brentford had started
Yeah.
it. They've done it for a while now. When you see Arsenal and United even going for it, like it's definitely something. Something is up.
Yeah, I don't know what's in the water there in the UK, but it seems like a resurgence because it used to be such an old,
Stoke City used to do it. I remember.
the smaller teams back in the 2000s where they
You had that one player that
arched their back and just launched the ball just to try and get something.
and look, it's working.
Yeah.
There's goals that are coming from it.
Yeah.
Left, right, and center. And I think it's also nice to see football is slightly changing again.
Yeah.
It's not just about look, for Arsenal, it's always going to be a set piece.
Yeah.
But it's not just about keep the ball. It's about different avenues now.
Yeah, and what, as you said, football is it's almost come back full circle. We've had an era where tiki taka was huge.
Yeah.
We had that huge area where Spain and Barcelona dictated the kind of play. Pep
Or just
Guardiola,
keeping
keep the
ball.
ball, keep the ball. And obviously, teams have to find a different way to combat these guys who keep the
Yeah.
ball. And that's why set pieces are so big. That's why throw ins and corners and all of these things, teams need to make the best of it.
Yeah.
So maybe this is why the throw ins are back. The teams that keep the ball a lot need some sort of penetration, and other teams are exploiting it whenever they can via a set piece like a throw in.
Or where if you have like a target man, for example,
Mateta.
Mateta, it works. It works really well for them, and why not?
Yeah, okay, well that's a good take. I mean, gosh, I didn't realize how big it was until the last few games where it's really come like the
Until
highlights.
Chelsea conceded last week.
Yeah, basically.
So
A game we shouldn't have lost, by the way, and we can move on to Chelsea because the big London derby, Tottenham Hotspur, we've done it again.
they looked out of place. They were playing at home. They were nowhere to be seen.
Fun stat: Spurs away from home are 17th on the log.
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry, Spurs away from home are first, and at home are 17th.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's for points and goals scored.
Oh my goodness, I can't. I don't understand their game plan yesterday. I'm not going to lie.
I have no clue. Look, when I look at the team, that midfield was based off Papsar, Paulinho, and
Bentancur.
Bentancur.
Yeah.
They're not creative. They are good midfielders, don't get me wrong, but they just hold. And yesterday it was evident. They whenever they got the ball, they just went back.
Yeah.
There was no progression. It was so boring to see.
I don't remember Colomani touching the ball.
He tried to get into channels, but
No one to feed him.
yeah, no one
What's
to
your
feed him.
what's your take on Xavi Simons? Is he another German Bundesliga
Oh,
merchant?
it was really sad to see. I was so disappointed with him yesterday. Every time he got the ball, whether it was wide, whether he was in the 10 position,
Yeah.
he would do like a feint, but there was nothing that would come from it. And
It
you
doesn't.
ended up losing the ball. It just wasn't the same player. And look, he didn't even start the game.
That's the other thing I was going to mention. He came on after 6 minutes after an injury to Bergvall.
Yeah.
Then he got taken off.
It just shows I was really disappointed. I do think they are
Do you
missing
think? Do you think that makes a
James
difference?
Madison, Kulusevski.
Oh gosh.
Those are players that are creative and also clinical. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Kulusevski gets the ball and he's very direct. And I think that's exactly what Spurs were missing yesterday. They brought on Richarlison way too late in the game.
Yeah.
No influence.
I also felt like Richarlison should have started because he at least he's a bit of a menace. Like he at least messes
Exactly.
with
He gets in the heads of players.
exactly, and that's what he's there for. And that's what you need in a derby as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a London derby. It's a game you're losing 1-0. And it's a game that honestly Chelsea should have put to bed very,
They
very
should
early
have.
on.
Chelsea should. Do you think Bentancur should have gone off for the
Um,
tackle on Reece James?
it was a harsh challenge. Like as in it was hectic. I don't think it deserved a red. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I don't think it was reckless enough for him to take Reece James' legs out.
If Reece James went off on a stretcher, do you think that's a red?
The thing is that Reece James has been going off on stretches for 2 years now. So
That is fair.
no, all jokes aside, the reason that they gave in the game is that it was definitely worthy of a yellow card, but it wasn't reckless enough for a red. And I sort of agree. I don't think he was going for the player's legs.
He was trying to get
And
the ball, but it was extremely high.
his ankle, eh? His
Oh,
ankle twisted.
it looked ugly.
It did look ugly. But look, I mean, it's fine. As a Chelsea fan, I take the win after Sunderland's loss last week.
Yeah.
After our somewhat weird performance against Wolves in the week in the cup, I take the win. I think we outclassed them. And I'm not trying to be biased. We We controlled the midfield. We had more chances. We had more shots.
More than anything, I think Spurs just didn't live up to it all.
Spurs were lackluster.
They were really poor.
Yeah, they were.
I'm not taking anything away from the Chelsea team. Moises Caicedo.
Oh, okay. Is he the best CDM in the Prem, in the world right now? I'll put money on it. I think he is. I don't think there's many more CDMs who can cover the ground, put in the tackles. Now he's adding goals and assists to his
Look,
game.
I think he's
It's
very much
ridiculous.
N'Golo Kante-esque,
Oh,
but I think let's see till the end of the season. He has definitely been that man.
yeah, he's been
this
amazing.
season.
He's been amazing.
And people forgot this last season. Between you and I, we saw his performances.
Yeah.
It's only now that
Yeah.
with goals and assists, and now it's become a talking point.
Yeah.
But I think Moises Caicedo is up there.
Yeah, he's mad. His tenacity is just amazing. I don't know if you saw the goal, but essentially what happened was Pedro Neto had the ball. He
gave it away.
He gave it away, anticipated a run that the striker would have made, but the striker didn't make the run, so he gave it away.
Caicedo.
Everyone's heads dropped. Everyone. No one started chasing the ball except for Caicedo, who then closed down 3 Spurs players to win that ball and get in the assist.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, if that isn't
week in, week out, this season he has been up there with the best. He has been chipping in goals. His defensive work is unmatched at the moment. And it's good to see for a player that was getting so much of criticism,
for his price tag.
He's looking quality.
All right, so that kind of wraps up our Saturday.
You're forgetting Liverpool.
Oh,
you're forgetting that they actually won.
Did they? Oh, sorry, man. They just haven't been top of mind recently because
they have been so bad.
It's, you know what's really nice? Some of the Liverpool fans are really quiet. It's nice
to see.
The jacarandas are out in Johannesburg. The sun is shining. Liverpool fans are quiet. It's really nice to see. But okay, fine. We give them their flowers. Yesterday they won.
They played well,
convincingly. I don't think Aston Villa also had a
Aston Villa are horrendous. I don't know what's going on there. Do you think Emery's going to get the sack soon?
I mean, and that can bring us onto our next segment even to discuss Liverpool, Aston Villa a bit more.
Yeah, because I mean, Arne Slot was also on the chopping block at the moment.
So if you look at Aston Villa, right, where are they on the log? They are, they're not in the top half of the log. They're definitely bottom. So if we have to analyze Aston Villa overall, it seems like at the moment Unai Emery might get faith, as in I'm sure the board will put some faith into him because of what he done last season. Also because of the kind of football and the kind of players that he sort of developed. Look at Morgan Rogers.
Yeah. Look, my thing is if this was the Big Six, I think he's getting the sack. He's barely won in the Premier, 4 wins out of 10. In Europe, they've looked really poor also, and they just don't score. So to me, if this was the Big Six, I think he's getting the sack.
Okay, but realistically, they're not. So what does this mean? Does this mean like you're in that bubble where you're trying to be a Big Six club? You're really trying.
Are you trying to say that they basically overperformed last season and now it's like showing a bit of their cracks?
Yeah.
And so it's okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It is fair. It's fair judgment.
If you think about the kind of flair that they had last season as well. They had Marcus Asensio, they had Rashford. These guys were all jamming. Morgan Rogers.
Watkins was scoring, and that's been the biggest thing.
Exactly. Actually, that's that's the reason why they're so nonsense this season.
He just hasn't been scoring.
Yeah.
He hasn't been doing anything at the moment.
Yeah.
And Morgan Rogers, he had his breakout season last season,
Yeah.
but this season I feel like he is trying. There is no end product at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they did beat City recently.
It was very weird to see, but yeah.
So maybe there's signs, but they lost quite convincingly yesterday. And I feel for Aston Villa at the moment. I'm not so sure about Unai Emery's future. I really think he'll be given a few more games at least. He does kind of deserve that. They're not sort of relegation material just yet, but if they don't improve some sort of form, even in January, go get a striker to start testing Ollie Watkins. I mean, last
Pushing
season
him.
they had Duran who kept pushing Ollie Watkins
Yeah.
in and out the team. But if they don't do that, I really feel I feel sorry for what Aston Villa fans might see in the next season. Yeah.
And on the flip side,
Yep, let's talk about it.
Liverpool's recent form. They went, what, 4 games in a row where they lost
Yeah,
before yesterday.
yeah.
Um, it was not something anyone, I think, was expecting.
Well, let's unpack a little bit, right? And this is something we've we've mentioned before in passing, in that in last season we've we've seen an Arne Slot inherit a functional
Team.
from Jurgen Klopp,
Yeah.
correct?
100%.
Well-oiled machine, team knows exactly what to do, how to play.
Exactly.
Arne Slot himself said it when he started last season, is that he's just here to sort of maybe shore up the defense, change up the bit of play. Said don't have to go gung ho for everything, but now just implement a bit of structure to the team.
Yeah.
That's how they won the league.
Fair.
Give him a war chest where he now he has sort of control of the players he can buy and the style of football that he wants to implement.
Fair.
And he spent over, what is it, $500 million in I don't know,
I don't know. It was definitely more than
150 on
200 million.
Isak, 150 on Wirtz, whatever, another 100 on Ekatike, then there's
Kirkies,
Look, the money's added up
Frimpong.
from Pong. There's already €500 million, maybe, somewhere in that war chest. Is it natural for the team to take this long to click when you're spending that kind of money on a team?
I think chemistry is definitely a factor.
Yeah.
When you're bringing in so many different players, selling old players, there's bound to be this hiccup.
Yeah.
And he's realized this. My issue is they have gone and spent all this money on quality players, world-class players in the Prem like Isaac, and they just haven't shown anything. They haven't even chipped in for the league.
Yeah.
Kirkies, okay, he scored, but he doesn't even look like the player from last season.
Not at all. The only one that stands out to me is Ekatike.
Look, okay, yeah.
Let's be honest, that guy is quality. He's keeping Isak out the team, and he should.
He is doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But this players like Wirtz also, the golden boy.
Let's unpack that, Shay. What on earth is wrong with Wirtz? When I look at him, I feel like McAllister or Szoboszlai can do a better job than Wirtz can any day in the Premier League.
Back to the Bundesliga merchant.
But what is wrong with Wirtz? Because we've seen him perform for Germany. We've seen him perform in the Champions League. We've seen him, even with players that are good surrounding him, we've seen him perform. But in this Liverpool outfit, he looks out of place. He looks out of touch. He doesn't have energy.
I think that the idea is, in the Prem, you don't have time. You really don't have time to receive the ball, turn, then decide, okay, I'm going to do this. There's no time. In the Prem, you're expected to receive the ball. At the same time, you got to already know
your next pass, your next move.
Exactly. And I feel like that's where he lacks. He showed glimpses of it, but when he is under pressure, his instinct is just to play back. He tries to take on a player, not quick enough.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit of adjusting. Look, maybe a mentality is also a factor. We don't really know what's going through his head at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, going from your hometown to a different country, different, environment, it can play on your mental as well.
Yeah.
So look, I'm a little bit disappointed as well to not see him perform in the Prem.
Because I mean, we've always rated him.
He just doesn't look the same, and it goes back to all those Bundesliga merchants we have mentioned in the past. The
I just
Kai Havertz and Timo Werners and all those players.
it's a harsh reality, but I mean, prove us wrong.
Exactly. And look, maybe it's the system. Maybe it's the Arnie slot system that hasn't fully,
Right.
implemented at the moment.
So before you say anything more, let's play a game.
Okay.
This is called Football Manager Offside Culture Edition.
Let's go.
So we've seen Liverpool slump, and we'll call it a slump because if I have to go towards the results, Shay, just look at this. They lost 2-1 to Chelsea. They lost 2-1 to United. They've lost 3-2 to Brentford. They've lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
In all of these, this has happened in a month, in the space of a month. All of this indicates that there should be some sort of change.
Yeah.
What we're going to do in this game is that you have 3 things to change about Liverpool's current squad, average squad starting against these teams. You can either change 2 players and change a formation. You can change maybe a tactic here and there. You have 3 things to change about this team. What on earth would you do to change this Liverpool squad?
So to start off, I think I'm going to change the formation. I'm going radical.
Oh, shucks.
Drop.
Okay, wait. So what formation are they currently playing?
Well,
4-2-3-1. Okay,
I'm
so
going to change that to a 4-4-2 in the sense where there's no 10, but you play Isaac and Ekitike
okay,
in front. Holding midfielders is McAllister and Gravenberch with Gakpo and Salah on the side.
okay. Whoa. So you've lost out on the 10,
Yeah.
which is the 150 million that they've spent on.
But what has he done? Nothing. So
Okay.
there's no point then.
So why 4-4-2? What's your
The thinking is that Ekitike has been one of the better players. You can't drop Salah.
yeah,
Gakpo has also been decent.
yeah,
But I think in order to integrate Isaac, who is a clinical finisher,
yeah,
you gotta play him next to someone that is creating. And Ekitike, when he played for France, he was performing next to Mbappe in a somewhat 4-4-2
formation? Okay.
So I think that would help.
All right. Wow. Okay. So we've switched up the formation completely.
Exactly.
Just another question then. So if you've lost the 10, you've lost Furtz and you've lost Szoboszlai.
No, so Szoboszlai goes into right back. That's my second change.
Ah, I see.
He's played the season before, and he's got the legs for it.
Okay.
He's also a player that I don't think can be dropped necessarily because he is trying.
Can I ask you something? So with Szoboszlai dropping at right back, do you think that fills a void that Trent had left last season?
Not really.
A different kind of player, eh?
Frimpong hasn't been fit enough or even been able to play more than 3 games.
He hasn't been consistent, yeah.
So I can't really comment on whether that void is filled.
Yeah.
But I do think Szoboszlai is currently their best right back at the moment.
Okay.
And in that sense, it shows that they need to go and buy players because I would like to also change their centre backs, but I can't.
Yeah.
So my final change is to change the style of football at the moment, to play more attacking.
Yeah.
So it suits players like Isaac and Salah and Gakpo for that matter.
So moving away from possession.
Yeah, allow allow teams to have the ball, because at the moment they are struggling to, defend when it's one on one.
Yeah,
They're getting
they're getting
destroyed
on
on
the
the
counter.
counter.
Exactly.
So rather sit back, protect, very vulnerable Van Dijk, and
Great alliteration there.
and play a counter-attacking football.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's
Those are my three changes, I think. But I'm not Arnie Slot.
yeah.
So what would your changes be?
I've also thought about this, and a lot of the changes that you have made make sense. But I won't change the formation. I
Okay.
think
So you're keeping Vert.
no. Listen. Words can chow bench. I'll keep the same formation on because Liverpool started off the season with the same formation and they started off really well.
Yeah.
There were key differences that I felt are hindering their performances at the moment. The first one is that Kirkes needs to be dropped.
Okay.
I feel like defensively they've been shaky, and maybe because I'm not so sure if Robertson doesn't have the legs anymore, but Kirkes at Bournemouth, we've seen him bomb up and down,
Right.
and he had legs and he had energy and he had stamina, but it seems to that kind of effort seems to not
Have
be
that
working.
out.
Yeah, so, and doesn't work in this Liverpool team when you're not defensively solid. So he's been exposed quite a lot. So
Yeah.
I think Kirkes needs to be dropped. I
So
think
you're saying Robertson helps with, just the defensive side, or
yeah, just the defensive side because they've been shaky defensively. And I also think Robertson provides some leadership in that team. He's got
yes,
tremendous experience. He's got a
I
voice. We've heard him.
I can agree with that. They look like they're lacking.
Yeah, they do. And he also
perspective.
gets into the heads of other teams. He's also a bit of a menace. So I think that sort of grit that Liverpool need has been lacking, which is why they've been losing games. So Robertson to start more for me. The other thing is unlike you, I think I would drop Isak completely. He clearly is suffering with some sort of injury that hasn't fully recovered.
Look, he didn't even have a preseason. Didn't
Exactly.
get off to the best start. So
I think Slot needs to play him in a bit more gradually. And
keep him
Ekatike,
for the cup game.
yeah, and Ekatike, when he starts, he scores. Like
Yeah,
he's Liverpool started off the season well when they didn't have Isak.
exactly.
They had Ekatike scoring in the goal. So
Yeah.
drop Isak for me, play Ekatike more. And lastly, not something they can do right now, but I really think they need to go into the market maybe in January to get a couple more centre backs, reinforce the defense.
They have no other centre backs.
I don't know
That's my
anyone.
issue.
Joe Gomez doesn't count, does he?
Not really.
I think they really could do with a Marquee.
Yeah, they were banking on that. It didn't
Didn't
happen.
work out, and now Konate and Van Dijk look lethargic and tired.
So exposed. It's weird to see, but also
Yeah.
this has been coming.
And Van Dijk's also getting slightly older too. So I don't know. They really need a shake up in defense. So those would be my three changes here.
Okay, so we've got in our changes.
Let's hope Liverpool can do better.
I think they also need to, just have a consistent squad,
Yeah.
consistent lineups.
Yeah.
And maybe this Aston Villa game is exactly what they need.
Well, look at the Aston Villa game. Robertson started.
Yeah, some of the changes.
TK started.
Yeah.
So some of the things that we have been saying.
So maybe this is the start of the change, but I'm not
convinced.
I'm not looking forward for them to change. I am quite happy with them suffering at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, that wraps up our Game Week 10 review.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're running a bit over time now, but we got to mention last week's game.
Yeah.
Our Clásico. It wasn't the hype of, the Messi and Ronaldo era. And unfortunately, Yamal's mouth was running a bit too much and he couldn't back it up. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so for the audience who doesn't know what we're talking about, Yamal had said prior to the game that he knows how to score against Real Madrid. He scored against them last season,
Yeah.
so he's not really afraid. It was along the lines that it's easy for him to score against Real
Especially
Madrid,
at the Bernabeu.
especially at the Bernabeu. So those comments went a bit wild, and it obviously was trending. And then clearly post game, it trended even more.
Let's mention that they lost.
Yeah,
Barcelona lost against Real Madrid 2-1.
at the Bernabeu.
Yamal was nowhere to be seen. Carreras had him pocketed the whole game.
Yeah,
And as the game ended,
shots fired.
shots fired. All the Real Madrid players went up to Yamal, went up in his face.
Yeah,
Oh, you got a big mouth.
Yeah.
You know,
look, I mean, I saw Danny Carvajal get in his face. I saw Vinny Jr. get in his face.
Vinny Jr.
There was definitely some words that were had. And I think the Madrid players probably used his comments prior to the game as fuel.
Do you think it was out of pocket though?
I mean, to be fair, this kid is arrogant.
Fair.
He's come a long way. It's literally 2 years where he's been from an unknown 16, 17-year-old to this teenage
old
prodigy, yeah, world class stuff.
Talking up there in the Ballon d'Or.
Exactly. And I'm not so sure if things have gotten to his head a bit. And I'm not so sure if this is another lesson in how to be humble.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you
If you want to run your mouth,
you gotta show it on.
you got to show it on the biggest stage because
Not to say that he hasn't done that before, right?
I think he's a kid also.
Exactly.
We forget that. He is a kid. He's 17 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like kids are going to do, they're going to, run their mouth,
Yeah.
be arrogant, whatever.
Overconfident, yeah.
I just think this is a moment for him to reflect.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think the Real Madrid players were out of pocket. It's part of the game. And when it's Real Madrid against Barca, it's always going to be drama.
Correct.
And this is nice to see because it is also bringing a little bit more spice and,
That's what we want.
excitement.
That's what we want. I mean, we were both afraid that since Ronaldo, Messi,
Yeah.
that whole saga left.
But I think this game was
Yeah.
up there. It was a quality game.
Jude Bellingham on the score sheet and an insane assist.
Yeah. I think it was a tapping goal, but
Gotta be there.
who cares?
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham also loves playing against Barcelona.
Yeah. And that kind of just like brings up that debate that we always mention, Pedri versus Bellingham.
Oof. It's really difficult. They're different types of footballers though. Pedri is not a full box to box. He's more of a Iniesta, maestro.
Yeah.
Very creative. Whereas Bellingham has a little bit of everything. And it kind of sets him apart at the moment.
Look, I think it's one of those debates where it's the kind of footballer that you like.
Yes.
It's again like Messi and Ronaldo. Do you like the natural talent and the football IQ, or do you like the hard work and like obviously coupled with like great finishing?
Yes.
At the end of the day, Pedri is an artist, I would say.
Yeah.
Pedri,
Sure.
he has this football IQ where he just knows how to read the game and he knows how to take on players despite not being the fastest or the strongest. And, where he likes to control the rhythm of the game. Whereas Bellingham is like a bit of a brute force. He's
chasing down every single ball, hunting,
yeah,
putting his body on the line,
yeah,
throwing his weight around.
Yeah, and also just mentally strong. You can see he oozes confidence in that way. So the debate will probably last until both of these guys leave. But at the end of the day, it's who you prefer. I personally prefer Pedri. I just love the nonchalance of him. Just oozes class, oozes artistry.
I can agree with it.
Yeah.
That is the kind of player I like. but unfortunately, I am biased,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go with Jude Bellingham. I think he comes up when his team needs them the most,
Yeah.
and it just shows.
Bellingham reminds me of he and I hope I'm not overstating this, but he reminds me of like a Lampard Gerrard-esque midfielder.
Yes,
Strength, athleticism, finishing ability,
he pops up
power,
everywhere.
power, yeah.
Everywhere, anywhere the team is
Exactly.
needed, he's
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Whether it's defense, attacking,
Yeah.
anywhere. Whereas Pedri is more of an Iniesta.
He is very much
So smart, so silky.
Spanish footballer, right?
Yeah, and look, personally, it's Bellingham.
Personally, it's Petri, but each to their own.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
And if you have any other midfielders that we're missing, then just also let us know. But again, it's all up to you as a person and the kind of football you like. So yeah. Shay, just before we wrap up and conclude the pod,
Yeah.
your final thoughts on the El Clasico in terms of did Real Madrid deserve to win?
Real Madrid definitely were the better team. Barcelona played that high line football, tried to catch them offside. Funny enough, Real Madrid had 2 goals also disallowed because of offside. But it just shows that they were attacking, they were dominating, they looked like they
Yeah.
were playing at home.
Okay.
And so it was a good game, but on the other hand, Barcelona were missing Rafinha and Lewandowski.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I do think there is some excuse,
But
but it's El Clasico.
yeah, you show up.
Every single player who
Yeah.
plays for these teams should be performing.
Was it a statement win? Are we looking at the
I think
title
so. I
contenders
think it was
genuinely?
a statement win because now it puts them 5 points clear of Barca.
Sure.
And when you give Real Madrid a gap, they just run with it. And I think this might become a problem in the long run.
Yeah.
But let's see. There's also a hectic period coming on now.
Champions.
Are Real Madrid able to perform in both the league and Champions League?
They have
and
the
maybe
squad
the
too,
cup?
surely. We'll see.
Yeah, but let's see, because this is also Xavi Alonso's first season.
Well, we know what he did at Leverkusen.
Exactly, and that's why it's exciting to see, Real Madrid back to winning and back at the top.
Yeah. All right. So I think that concludes our episode for today. We've rounded up quite a few discussions, including our Game Week 2 10 results, rather. Liverpool's slight slump, as well as El